Good morning, Tehmeena Khan is here. In today's video, I will teach you the concept of a standard form, and this is a part of the syllabus of O-Level Mathematics CAIE. So before I begin, you can see on the top my blog address. You can find the link of all my previously made videos on this link. I have also made the playlist of my videos, so it is easy for you to reach to my videos. So let's start standard form. To understand standard form, we need to know what is an ordinary notation and what is a standard form. So let's see here. If a number is written in this form, like 2 multiplied by 10 to the power an integer, here I have taken 4, or 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 2. Similarly here, so these are standard form. What do you notice here? The main thing. Numbers are written with 10 to the power, number one thing. The power of 10 is an integer. And before decimal, the digit or the number here is basically between 1 and 9. So if you notice, these numbers are between 1 and 9. So it cannot go more than 9, or it cannot be less than 1. So it could be in decimal, but it has to be in between 1 to 9. So in general, I can say a standard form number is a multiplied by 10 to the power 9, where n is an integer and a is in between 1 to less than 10, right? Because it could be 9.7, 9.4. So when I say here number between 1 and 9, I mean before decimal, the digit here has to be between 1 and 9. And why did I write here less than 10? Because the number here could be 9.79, 9.48, anything, right? Okay, so let's see what is an ordinary notation. So when do you write number in this form? It is called ordinary notation. So there is no into 10 to the power. It is called ordinary notation. So first of all, we will see how to change a standard form into ordinary notation, and then ordinary notation into a standard form. So let's see here. Okay, so I am going to express the following numbers, following a standard form into ordinary notation. Now let's see here. 6.37 into 10 to the power 2. Now 10 to the power 2 is actually 100. But how will you remember? Because whenever you multiply by 10, 100, 1000, the decimal jumps to the right. When you multiply by the 10 to the power negative number, the decimal jumps to the left, because in that case you are actually dividing it. Yes or no? I'll show you. So here 10 to the power 2 mean 100. So 100, when you multiply by 100, it will jump 2 places to the right. So this number will become 637. When there is no digit written with the number, it means it is on the rightmost. Let's see here. It is 4.3 into 10 to the power 3, positive integer. So when 4.3 will multiply by 10 power 3, this will jump 3 places to the right. So 4300, and decimal is here. You understand? So what we have seen here, very important thing, when a number multiplied by the 10 to the power positive integer, the decimal on this number jumps right. Now let's see here. 4.09 into 10 to the power minus 2. Now the integer is negative number, and when this will multiply by 5.09, it will jump to the left, right? And it will jump left 2 places, so it will become 0.0509. And you know what is the meaning of 10 to the power minus 2? It means divided by 100. Let me show you. So it is like this actually, right? When we are doing 5.09 into 10 to the power minus 2, it means we are dividing it by 100. Law of indices, right? And division, it will move to the left. So this is the answer we write. Let's see the other example. So if it is 134.7 into 10 to the power minus 1, because the number is multiplying by 10 to the power negative integer, this decimal will jump left one place. So it will be 13.47. Let's see this example where students mostly make mistake. You know what is the mistake made by student? Think about it. And what you will do if you will do. So when I will tell the mistake, you will know either you will make the mistake or you will not make the mistake. A student usually multiply 3 by both the numbers written in the bracket, right? Whereas 3 will multiply by one of them. We have multiplication here. So if 3 is multiplying by 4.7, it will become 14.1, and this will come as it is. Then this will multiply by it, right? So 10 to the power minus 2 mean the decimal in this number will move to the left. So it will come here. Now the mistake, like I said, a student will make most of the time is that they multiply this by this and this by this because of the bracket. That you do it if you have plus or minus in place of multiplication, right? Okay. So now let's change ordinary number into a standard form. So this is the ordinary number and I have to change it into standard form. So number is 237. If I want to change it into standard form, right now decimal is here because when no decimal is written, it is on the rightmost. So I want this decimal here in this standard form. So it should be here. Then the number will be between 1 and 10. Okay. Now if I want it here, what else I have to multiply it with? So I will write here 2.37 into 10 power something. Now what is that integer which will come at this place? Actually the number or the integer should be such here which can move decimal to the right, because this number is multiplying by 10 to the power an integer. So that integer should be such so that this decimal jumps to the right and I have this number, because I am changing this number into another form. So number is not changed, just the form of it is changed. So if you want to jump it right, what number should come here? Right, 2 should come here because we want to make it jump 2 places to the right. So that's why I will write 10 to the power 2. So this is how I will change ordinary notation into a standard form. Now again I will tell you the mistake here students make. What is in their mind? They think that when they change this form into this form, the decimal has jumped left. And because it has jumped left 2 places, they write here minus 2. Now please remember, you are not jumping the decimal here. You are actually applying this multiplication on this number. This has nothing to do directly with this at the moment. Multiplication is happening between these two numbers. Here you have just thought in your mind that this number should be changed into this form. So if it is changing into this form, then it should multiply by something so that it can jump right and these two numbers are equal. I hope I have made my sense clear here. So let's see another example. Okay, so now the number is 70,600. And when there is no decimal, where it is? It is on the rightmost. I want decimal to come here, right? Like this. Only this number will change into the form of 7 point something into 10 to the power integer. So actually this decimal have to go 4 places to the left, right? The form I'm showing you. So now 7.0600 should multiply by 10 to the power what? Because this has gone 4 places left when I moved it from here to here. So definitely when I will multiply by 10 to the power something, decimal should come back 4 places here. So it should come back 4 places here mean plus 4. So 10 to the power 4 will come here. So can you notice 7.6000 into 10 to the power 4, and you can write it like this also because it is same thing. If I jump decimal 4 places to the right, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and automatically I will get this thing. Sorry, this thing, right? Let's see another example. Now this is the ordinary number and I want to change it into standard form. It means this decimal should come here so that I can read it as 8.306, and this number is in between 1 and 10, less than 10 and more than 1. Now this should definitely multiply by 10 to the power some integer. What that integer should be? Actually, integer should be such so that when this number, this 10 to the power n multiply by this number, decimal should go back here so that I can get the original number. So if I want to make it jump and go here, actually how many jumps? 1, 2, 3. So I will write here -3. Make sense? So number one thing in standard form, you need to know how to change standard form into ordinary form and ordinary form into standard form. And after getting this concept, now this question comes in 4 ways. Now see here those forms. Okay, so I was saying that there are 4 forms in which this question is asked. When question says evaluate and give your answer in the standard form, in place of plus you can have minus, multiplication or division. So when you have plus and minus here, you use factorization method, and when you have multiplication or division, I'll show you simply multiply and apply law of indices. So let's see the 4 cases. So if you have a plus sign here or minus sign here, you factorize it. So you see from here and here what is the common number. So can you notice what is common here? Instead of 5, can I write 4 plus 1? If I write here 4 plus 1, it means 10 to the power 4 will be common in both, right? So let's see. So when you will write instead of 5, 4 plus 1, either here on the top if you want to, or mentally because it's easy. So 10 to the power 4 is common, which I have taken out. What is left from here? 2.8 plus, because this 10 to the power 4 has already gone out. I hope you remember factorization. And 3.2 and 10 to the power 1 is left from here. Now you will multiply this by 10, it will become 32, and then you will add in at 2.8, right? So after this it will become this, and now you will change this number into standard form, and we have just seen how to change ordinary number into standard form. Why I'm calling it ordinary number? I'm just not talking about this. Leave it here for a minute, right? Just consider this 33.8 as an ordinary number. So if I change this into standard form, what it will become? This decimal should go back here, right? And this number should look like 3.38. So what it will become then? Right, I'm again telling you, forget about this, I'm just copying it down as it is. So 3.38 into 10 to the power n. So n integer should be such, when this multiplies by 3.38, decimal should jump back here. So it will become 33.8, right? So if I want to make it jump just one place, my n should be 1 plus 1, because I'm talking about right jump. So after this, now you will apply law of indices. You see they are all multiplying now, and base is 10, so powers will add up. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So this one will be your standard form. So let's see another example. Now let's take this example. In this one it is minus, and I told you in case of plus and minus you factorize it. So what do you see common here? It is 10 to the power 6 and it is 10 to the power 5. So instead of 10 to the power 6 you can write 5 plus 1. So common is 10 to the power 5. So if you take 10 to the power 5 common out, then what is left from here? 6.527 from here, and 10 to the power 1 from here, minus 4.05 And now within the bracket you will simplify it first. So it will become 65.27 because you're multiplying it by 10 here first. Can you notice? And then I will subtract the numbers. Now the same thing, 61.22. I need to change this number into a standard form. So forget about this for the time being, okay? So this decimal should jump here. So it will become what? 6.122. But then it need to multiply by something. And what is that? 10 to the power n. And now integer you will decide such that decimal can jump back here because this was in the original number. So after that it will become this. So 6.122 into 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 1. So bases are same, so integers will add up and it will become 6. So this is your standard form. Now all this what I am doing here is just to explain to you. You can do it mentally and you can write this answer directly after this step. Right? So this is my explanation to you. You do not necessarily need to show it on the paper. You can write after this directly this. But I usually prefer students to write at least this step. Do this mentally in your mind and write this step. It avoids all type of error. Right? So now let's see the cases of multiplication and division. Now this is the case of multiplication. You can see here it is written in bracket. Even if you remove the bracket, the all numbers are multiplying here. So you will multiply 3.4 by 4 and this by this, simply, nothing else. So I have changed the positions of the numbers to show you what is happening. And then you can multiply 3.4 by 4 and here apply law of indices. Bases are same, so powers will add up because there is multiplication. So this is a basic law of indices. And then it will become this, 13.6 into 10 to the power minus 5 plus 3. Now 13.6 you will change into standard form. Again I'm saying leave it for a second. So this decimal you want here, right? Now if you want it here, then what you will do? You have to multiply it by 10 to the power something, an integer. And that integer has to be what? Such so that when you multiply this number by 10 to the power n, it jumps back here, right? So it is power 1. And after that, you will just simply apply law of indices. So base is 10, so it will add up. And this is your answer. So this is how you will change into standard form. Now again, this time the number is given to you with division sign. Okay, so there is division in between. So now what you will do? Exactly same thing. These two numbers will be divided, and of course this is also dividing because the whole number is divided by this. So you will apply law of indices and minus sign will come. Let's see how. So I'm writing it in the vertical form. This was written in the horizontal form. So I am dividing 6.8 by this, and here I'm applying law of indices. And what does it say? When base is same and the powers are different, then you subtract the power if there is division in between. You remember this law? This is what we have done before. So this is what we are going to apply here. So after this, it will become this. Because this number is already in between 1 and 10, less than 10, more than 1. So I will not disturb it. So my standard form is 2.72 into 10 to the power minus 2. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you have learned something, please add like and subscribe button. You will get notification of my new videos. Take care. Allah Hafiz.